Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nosa of Nosa Capital, coming to you on a rather rainy afternoon from the Southern Hemisphere. I did speak a little while ago about doing things in a rough and ready weekly series, but some of you have already complained about this. So I might just be alternate, should I say, between the rough and ready weekly and rough and ready crypto analysis. But today we're going to be looking at the rough and ready crypto analysis. So let's get started. And as always, we look at the market overview. As you can see, we've got fear and greed at 33. We have a little bit increase in our crypto market capitalization, which is at 2.44 trillion on a 54.12 billion volume. As you can see here, altcoin season index at 44. Still way far from actually having an altcoin season. As you know, just to remind you, we have to have an altcoin season at about 76 before we can start talking about an altcoin season. So quite far. Okay, we're looking at the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance at the moment is 58.8%. It's a slight increase in what it was. Ethereum 10.5% and others 30.8%. Crypto ETFs, net flow of 208 million, approximately 209 million. And in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days or so, we've had an increase. So I think that overall, if we go from the February 17th to today, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got about 12 days or so which have been profitable. Money has actually flown into the ETFs. So okay, so let's look at Bitcoin, the monthly returns. And normally for about the last couple of years, we've had a 2024, 2023, 2021. We've always had a profit. And then last year we had a loss on March, but this year January, February is down, but March is at 6.92%. And this is just halfway through March, so we shall wait and see what happens towards the end. Okay, let's switch over to some of the on-chain analysis with Bitcoin. Right, as we can see, ladies and gentlemen, I have been looking very closely at this orange one, which is the short-term holders cost basis. And that currently sits at about 85,482. And it is fallen below the MVRV, zero standard deviation. Now, if this goes and falls below the true market mean, which is what I'm studying very closely, which is this green one here, then I'll be very worried. But at the moment, it's traded sideways, it held steady. And the true market mean is at 78,301, as we can see here. And we currently sit at 71,430. Our realized price at 54,381, which is also quite a distance away. But I did say to you, if you remember, that I'm looking at worst case scenario, a Bitcoin between 50 and 60,000. Okay, so we are not, I wouldn't say we're out of the woods yet. I think we should be very cautious and pay attention to what's happening, because as long as I keep seeing the short-term holders cost basis, as long as I keep seeing it doing this, heading towards convergence with the true market mean, I intend to just be very cautious and before actually making any predictions as to where it will go. Remember, it's all about probabilities, not predictions, so always put that in the back of your mind. Next, one of my favorites here. Now, if you look at this one, and we've discussed this before, the MVRV bands, as you can see here. And this purple one is the MVRV at -1 of standard deviation. Now, if you look down here, you can see that all the bottoms broke the MVRV -1. Let's see if I can hide the... Okay, we're not doing that. So anyway, I'm trying to hide this thing so you can actually see it nicely because it's getting in the way. If you look at that there, you can see that it's not gone below the MVRV -1, which it did in times past. There, if you look at it there, you can see it's at the bottom there. There, it bottomed out. Do you see that? And then here as well, it's bottomed out. Now, all have been below this dark blue line, as we can see here, but this has not gone. In fact, it's heading back up to the MVRV at -0.5 of standard deviation. So I'm not quite sure how to really look at it. I'm not sure whether we should I'm not quite sure whether we should take it, how we should look at it, because I can't trust this current run-up. I'm a bit wary. I mean, we'll see that when we look at the charts. I'm still a bit wary about that. I think we should be cautious, but this is one of the things I'm going to be watching closely, and I will keep you informed. But I'm still very cautious about it. Very cautious. Here's another one, which is the long-term holders percentage supply in profit. And if we just do that so we can see it, if you look there, you can see that at the moment, Bitcoin price is at 71.1, but the long-term holders in profit are at 73.55% of people are still in profit as of today. So you're not going to get the long-term holders panicking at the moment. I think that they will start panicking when it starts going below 50% of those in profit. And then I think then people will start to be a bit worried about what is going on. So that's something that I'm looking at very closely. And I'll continue to monitor and let you know. Okay, we've got net realized profit and loss. Again, now this is something that you can see. You can see if you look at this, the net realized profit and loss in the past, you can see how far. Look at the first one. Look at how low it went. Now look at these. Here, here, here. You can see that this one is only about here, roughly here. It's even shorter than some of these ones past. Look at that. So here it's about, realized loss was about 16.3 thousand Bitcoin. But if you look at the one here, you can see it's about 38.4 thousand Bitcoin. And that time Bitcoin is about $3,400. And now here, the lowest we've been is at about minus 13.4 Bitcoin. Sorry, 19.3 Bitcoin, the realized loss, and Bitcoin is about 68.9 at the time. Today we are at 71.1, and net realized we're looking at about 30.7 Bitcoin. So it's not as bad as these, but since these have come this low, I'm kind of worried that will it come down this low? You can look at that, it's about minus 40k if you look at the thing on your right there. So I'm just kind of, I'm a little bit concerned because I don't want this euphoria. People are already talking the market up. I think we should be very careful. I hope it's not some kind of bull trap. I really hope so. Okay, let's look at the liquidation heat map. If you had followed my tweets, I did predict it was going to hit about 71 something, and it did. So I'm looking at, this is the only area here at about 72, just over 72,000. It could hit there before it goes down, or it could come all the way back to here, which is at about 70,765, and take out, I believe it's the longs in that area. I think they just take them out, but we will see. There's a nice short position here at 100 times leverage. So these are the areas one should look at. I think just to buttress that point, let's have a quick look at the max pain over the last 24 hours. And for Bitcoin, we've got the short max pain at about 72,101, and the long market at 70,771. So I suspect that the price will hit these two areas to get for the market makers to take out the liquidity that is parked at these regions. So again, one should look at it. Yours truly can definitely tell you that I've traded with these max pain, areas, and of course the heat map. So keep an eye out. Okay, have a quick look at the charts. And in the charts here, this is for Bitcoin. Normally we will start with Binance, but we're going to start with Bitcoin because we've done some on-chain analysis for Bitcoin. So for Bitcoin here, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 2 areas of demand and 2 areas of supply. And the areas of demand are now going to be looking like these are going to be the major support. Now remember that we are looking at a possibility of Bitcoin coming down to between $50,000 and $60,000. And if you look at this area here, one will see that we've got between 52,500 and 59,000 as this area of demand. It's quite thick and it is strong. So like I said, expect if anything happens, expect it to go to about 50,000. I don't think the idea of 40,000 or 15,000 as some analysts are talking about, I don't think that's going to be correct, except something really dramatic happens. And so I should hope not, but that's the only way we're going to get something like that. Okay, so Binance Coin, very quickly. Binance has about 1, 2, 3, I think 4 areas of demand and 1 supply. This area here also, just like Bitcoin, between $518 and $600 is going to be the major area of support. I do not see Binance falling below any of that. I think this is going to be the area where it's going to come, if anything at all, and stop there. And possibly head back up. Like I said, listen, I'm not getting excited. Let me be honest with you. I'm not getting excited at all because I hope we're not in some kind of bull trap. I really do hope we're not in some form of bull trap. So Ethereum, okay, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 areas of demand and 1 area of supply. So, and these demand areas are major areas of support. For Ethereum, that major area of support is between 1,383 and 1,688. So we're looking at about 1,390 to about 1690, something like that. That's this area here. I'm not expecting Ethereum to fall below anything below 1380. Again, this could happen if something dramatic happens, but I don't see that happening at the moment. I really don't. I think this is going to be where we're going to have this safety net. Now, if anything dramatic happens, this is our final safety net here, somewhere between, I think we're looking at between 1,073 and about 1,200, something like that. So, and again, look at the level of confidence here, here. So these 2 areas, this is a value area low here, value area low here, and a value area high here. So I think that we're pretty much safe in this range here for anyone who's interested. You may also want to look at some liquidation levels if you decide to see if you could trade based on what you know. So let's move on to Solana. Please excuse these messages that I'm getting. I've opened way too many, as you can see, if you look at my desktop, I've opened way too many tabs, and TradingView is now complaining, but anyway. Okay, so here in Solana, now Solana is the dark horse. A lot of major development has taken place in Solana. I'm not sure why the price is not higher than it is. I can only think of one thing, and that is some of the bigs are accumulating to actually control Solana, because Solana is going to be the main rails for so many things to do with the crypto markets. Now, Sui, which we will come to in a minute, also is coming up with its form of rails to make it as competitive, but we'll see who wins that battle. Okay, we've got two areas of demand with an overlap and one area of supply here. We could use this volume profile here and there at about 74 so as our area of support. If it falls anything below that, we're looking at about 65. This area here where you've got my $65.90, which this one here, this particular candlestick had come further down. Let's see, which was at about 67.50. I suspect that if anything happens at all, we won't say anything lower than 65. Next port of call, if you look at this current price, should be around here to about 109, 108, 109. And if Bitcoin, if Solana, I beg your pardon, not Bitcoin, if Solana now makes it, pushes through maybe 130, over $130, we will see what happens over time. Okay, next is Sui. And there are no areas of demand, but areas of supply. And there's a massive one here, Currently, price is sitting at about almost 99 cents. Current area of support is here, which is at about 77.6 cents. Maybe even a little bit lower at about 69, maybe 70 cents. But time will tell. Volume is quite strong, and a lot of activity has been taking place. The development activity has been taking place in Sui, so I expect Sui to sort of come up over time. Okay, next is Moodeng, and it's been a while we've talked about this meme coin, and it's not faring well at all. As you can see here, we have it's just been on a downward spiral since May of last year. As you can see, you got the odd piercings here, but as you can see through with the candlesticks, you can see the wicks that you get, so the price has gone up, but you can see just generally it's on the way down. There are no areas of demand, just areas of supply. So it won't be surprised if Moodeng comes all the way down to about 2 cents, 2 cents 50. So we'll just have to wait and see if it gets there, but it's just been on a downward spiral. If you're holding meme coins, and as you know, those of you who hold meme coins have not exactly been the topic to talk about anymore, but this is something that we used to look at, and so we're going to look at it again. We'll just maintain standards, but expect, it's just on a downward spiral. Look at it, just horrible. If we do that, we could do this, and just look at that. It's just horrible. But anyway, let's now look at, finally in the charts, let's look at WIF. WIF, as well, as you can see, since about, particularly from about July of 2025, we've been on a downward spiral ever since. Nothing good has really come of it, as we can see here. And you could have just done something like that if you wanted to, just to see. Or you could have brought this here. And there you have it. You can just see. Downward spiral is now trading sideways. And the lower it could go is, if we look at this area here, we're looking at about 6 cents. So if it goes to 6, we'll see. I think it might get there at this rate. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, particularly towards the end of the month, but we shall see. Again, if you're a holder of this, it's going to be a while before we see an altcoin season, so just get ready for more pain. Sorry to have to say it, but that's what you should expect. Okay, you might have noticed that we have introduced a little bit more on-chain analysis. Nothing too complicated, but just a few of the metrics that we have been looking at to ensure, be able to inform you of what's happening within that realm of things, particularly Bitcoin. I think in the near future, we're going to be looking at introducing more on-chain analysis for other cryptos that we look at, like for Ethereum, Solana, Sui, and all that. I think that's what we're going to be doing in the future. But right now, I think we thought it best to bring it in gradually. Anyway, that's me. So keep your eyes and ears open and you're trading sharp. Have a good one. Bye.